My name is Megan Davis. I am a reference and instruction librarian at Albertsons Library on the Boise State campus, and I am specifically the liaison to the Department of Biological Sciences. I'm going to give you a quick overview of library resources today and show you around the library website. So this is kind of the homepage. Probably the most important thing on this page is the hours section. We've got this linked to a calendar that will show both the current day's hours and hours for the entire semester. Basically, you can go to any day in the calendar and see when our hours are. If you scroll down, you'll see a big box for searching the library. On this page, this is just one of the many search options. You'll see the next tab over is search, and that's where kind of our entire collection of search opportunities is going to live. But this one is to search what's something called WorldCat Discovery, which is basically our library catalog, mainly to help you find books and videos and things like that. So I'm actually going to go over to the search page and show you what that looks like. So again, at the top of this search page, we've got that WorldCat Discovery search. One of the nice things about WorldCat Discovery is that it does search libraries worldwide. So it doesn't just search Albertsons Library, because unfortunately we don't own every book that's ever been published, but our goal is to help you get the information that you need. So if another library has it and they will lend it to us, we will get it for you. And so that's why it's nice to sometimes search a larger catalog and see what else is out there. I'm going to specifically search for books, and I'm going to search for books on viruses. So the default in this WorldCat Discovery catalog is set up so that anything that Boise State owns will show up at the top of the list. You can see right here, this says held by Boise State University Albertsons Library. It tells you below that whether or not it's on the shelf. It tells you where it's located. We've got 4 floors in our building. Most of the books are going to be on floors 2 through 4. And it'll give you the call number. This is basically what you want to write down or take a photo on phone before you go up into the stacks. I will tell you right now that we are planning to have open stacks this semester. So if you want to go upstairs and find the books on the shelves yourself, you can do that. If you're not comfortable with that, we are going to be able to pull that book for you and have on the first floor kind of a shelf for people to pick up their own holds, kind of like the public library does in a lot of places, including Boise Public Library. And you'll be able to either check it out at our circulation desk, or we are adding self-checkout stations that we haven't had in the last few years. To get a little more information about the book, you can click on the title. It'll show you title, author, year, a description. And this is where I mentioned that shelf hold request. This is where you can place that request. So if you want to have us pull it shelf, so you don't have to wander around the stacks touching things that other people have touched, you can go ahead and put a request on that. We will pull it for you and let you know when it is available for you to pick up. So that is an opportunity for you. You can, if you want, just limit to Boise State University libraries. You have all these filters over on the left-hand side of the screen. And you can change how they are sorted as well. If you want the newest items first, you can do that. And in a lot of cases, that means that some of our ebook collection will show up first. We do have a growing collection of ebooks in the tens of thousands. And so you'll be able to, so a lot of our newer stuff ebook format, which means you can access it via your browser. If you have a device that allows you to download ebooks, some of our ebooks can be downloaded that way as well. If you have questions about that or run into problems with that, don't hesitate to contact any of us at the library. So you'll see ebooks and things like that. If you scroll through the list past all of the books that Boise State owns, you'll see then the next books will come that are owned in other libraries in Idaho, whether that's public libraries or other academic libraries in Idaho. And after that, you'll see all the books outside of the state of Idaho. And that's where you can start to request things via a service we have called Interlibrary Loan. Like I said, this is where we will go to another library and get that item for you if they are willing to lend it. That situation may look a little different this semester or this year due to the COVID-19 virus. It's really going to depend on other libraries who are still willing to loan things, and do they have staff in the building to do that, and that sort of thing. But we are anticipating that you will still be able to request items through Interlibrary Loan. If you request something like a book, it'll be mailed to us and we will get it to you. If it is something like a journal article, those are going to come electronically as PDFs. So you'll be able to access them through the web. You won't have to come into the library to pick any up. So this is a quick look at the library catalog. Get us back to the search page. Underneath that search box for WorldCat Discovery, where we just searched, there is a search box for Academic Search Premier article database. This is a database that we usually start freshmen with because it's a multidisciplinary database. It covers a wide variety of subject areas. So if we did a quick search in here, the first time you click on a database link or search button from Office, it will ask you to log in with your BSU username and password. So the same username and password that you use to get into your Boise State email, your Blackboard, all of that sort of stuff, that is going to get you into library databases as well. And these online databases are the ones that I was saying you can access 24/7 online. So you don't have to be in the library building to use them. So this is just a quick look at some article results and how you might access them. Because not all of our databases have this search interface. A lot of them do, so I wanted to make you familiar with it, at least on how to get article results and how to get to the full text, because that's the most important part, right? In this particular database, if we want, we can limit to scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles. So that will get rid of things like newspaper articles, magazines, and just focus on those scholarly articles. You'll have the article title, you'll have information about the article, and then you'll usually have an abstract or paragraph describing what the article is about. This is what you want to pay attention to help you decide, is it worth my time to look for the full text of this article? So look at the title, look at the abstract, and then if it's something that you're interested in, look for the full text link. A lot of our databases will provide full text access just via a link. So this one has a PDF link, and if I click on it, it should take me eventually to a PDF version of the article, which I can then save to my computer, flash drive, whatever, download it, print it, email it, do all of that sort of stuff. But I've got the whole article right there. If there is not a direct link to the article, what you want to look for across our databases, of which we have over 300, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But across databases, we use this Bronco B and this blue Find It button. So if you don't see that PDF or HTML full text link, you want to look for that Find It button. That's going to tell you whether or not we have that particular journal or that article, and if we do, how you can access it. So as we know from the PDF we just looked at, we do have the full text of this, and in fact we have it in a number of different databases. And this big blue button should work. Any of these buttons should work as well to get you back to the article. Let's see, pull this down a little bit. So that's a quick look at what some of our databases look like. I'm going to go back to our search page. Underneath that, we have a link or a search box just for the Albertsons Library catalog. If you don't want to worry about books that are in other libraries outside of Boise State, you can avoid the WorldCat Discovery box and just come down to this search box, and it'll limit to just what we have. Beneath that, we have this journal search. This is a little confusing, but this is if you are looking to see if the library has a particular newspaper, magazine, or journal. So if I want to know if Albertsons Library has the Journal of the American Medical Association, I can put that in. And it'll show me we do have that. It'll show me that we do have it online. That's what this link is going to take me to. It's going to show me when we have it. So we have it from January of '98 to now online through this link. And then we have some older stuff probably in our print collection. If I clicked that link, it would take me into the catalog, give me a number and a location on the floor so I could go find it. But usually what people are looking for on this page is a link to the electronic version. So that's what we've got there. And if we don't have it, it'll just say that, you know, there are no titles that we own with that. The important thing about the journal titles page is that spelling is very important. If you misspell something, it is going to give you, it's going to tell you we don't have it. So pay close attention to the spelling of the journal title that you put in that search box. Underneath that, finally, are a few links that I consider really important. And in fact, the librarians are kind of hoping that we can get this made more important on the library website, but we'll see if that happens or not by the time the site goes live. But this link right here, articles and databases, that take you to the rest of those 300 databases that we have. So I showed you Academic Search Premier. That is not the only database that we have. We have, like I said, over 300 different databases, and they are just listed alphabetically. So you can scroll eternally, or you can search. Once you start to get to know some of your favorite databases, things like Google Scholar, Business Source Premier, if you like business stuff. JSTOR is a really interesting database for historical resources. I'm going to go quickly to one called Web of Science. So you can just start typing in kind of some words. If you wanted to type in chemistry, you could see all of the databases that have chemistry in their title or in their database description. But we're going to go to Web of Science just to show you what another search interface might look like, if it comes up. So I'm going to do kind of the same search I did in Academic Search Premier. And there's going to be some overlap. So we may see some of the same articles that we saw in Academic Search Premier, but we're probably going to see a lot of different ones as well. And this, I wanted to show you this one because it is different in terms of how you get to the full text. It's usually not quite as simple as Academic Search Premier. There's usually not a direct link to the PDF. There are sometimes free full text from publishers, especially right now, since I searched on COVID-19. A lot of publishers are making their articles about this topic free for everyone for a little while. So you might see a lot of these free full text from publisher. But there's not going to be just a direct PDF link or HTML link saw in Academic Search Premier. And that's why we have this Bronco B and the Find It button, like I mentioned. So if I click on that, it will take us to that page that I showed you before. The big blue button should get you right to that article. These should work as well. So please feel free to explore these databases. But if you don't know where to go, you haven't yet learned all 300 of those database titles, back on the search page, we have these research guides. And these are guides that we've created for basically all the departments and programs that we have on campus. And you can either scroll through the entire list, you can search by subject, you can start typing in chemistry, biology, business, math, whatever, and get to what you're looking for. I'm just going to scroll down and show you the biology page since it's mine. You will see on all of the guides the photo of who's kind of responsible for that information and their contact information as well. So if after this video you have forgotten my name, forgotten how to get in touch with me, and you need to go to any of the biology guides and you will find my name and contact information there. But what these guides are meant to do is kind of help you figure out where to start. So pretty much all of the front pages will have kind of a list of the top databases for that subject area. So you can see I've got Web of Science listed here, a number of different ones, PubMed, JSTOR I was talking about, Google Scholar, a variety of different collections here. And then the rest are usually just different tips on how to do things. In this case, I've got kind of a bunch of different kind of subsets of biology and specific resources, whether they're databases, specific books that we have, different websites that people find useful, that sort of thing. There are a number of courses that I've created specific pages for that their instructors have asked for, so I've done that. So there's a wide variety of resources available to help you on these research guides, whether that's for, you know, biology, business, sports medicine, you know, whatever you're looking for. We hopefully have a library guide for it, and that will help you get started on the right direction and know which databases to start with. So that was the search page. Using the library is the next tab over, and this is kind of where we've collected all of the basic information about the library, our accessibility resources, your library accounts. So there are two kind of library accounts that you may have. One will show you what you physically have checked out from our library, books and things like that, videos. And the other one is that interlibrary loan account that I was talking about. Both of those will use your Boise State username and password to get into. So that's information there. The borrowing page will tell you how long you can check things out. Grad students have the entire semester to check things out, so items won't be due back until December that you check out now. There's information about the computers and technology that we have in the library building, so information about that. We have information about our ebooks and how to get started with those if you've never used an ebook before. We do have a graduate student page with information specific for graduate students. Contact your librarian will give you a list of all the library liaisons and how to get in touch with us. Again, the library accounts that I just mentioned, information on borrowing, another link to interlibrary loan, all of that sort of stuff. And down at the bottom, we've got some kind of things that might be specific to grad students, helping you set up research alerts. So if you're on a project and you want databases to send you stuff without you having to search, you can set up alerts that way and they'll get sent to you instead of you having find them. Information about dissertations and theses, how to get started with those. Reserve rooms. We do have a number of study rooms within the building that can be reserved, both kind of individual or small group and larger group areas. We have a couple that are set aside, two that are set aside on the 4th floor, specifically for faculty, staff, and grad students. So if you click on that, you'll see we've got a reservation system here. You can check and see what's available, when it's available, and put your reservation in here. And there's information about how to do all of that here. And then this is for kind of the rest of the group study rooms that are also available to undergrad students and anyone else as well. There's information on our video production suite. And you can see we've got a room in the building. It's got a fully painted green screen wall. It's got different backdrops, lights, kind of a podium, different chairs that you can use to create your video. This will be open when the library starts. It will be limited, I believe, to 2 people in the room at a time. But you can reserve that system here. There's also a computer in that room to do editing. So there's a microphone, Adobe suite of materials on there. And we have other editing. If you just need to edit something, a video or something like that, we do have other computers set up outside of the video production suite to help you with that as well. There's more information there. Research support. This has to do with when you start getting into writing and publishing articles and book chapters and things like that. What are the rights that you have as an author in terms of copyright and things like that? If you need help with citing sources, we have help with that here, and some of the bibliographic tools that you can use. Information about copyright and fair use. Information about our data management services. So if you get into a lab and on a project that is part of a grant that needs to send in reports, it may need a data management plan telling how you are going to store and manage the data throughout the project and things like that. So we've got information about all of those services in here. We help faculty and student researchers write data management plans. We have some curriculum materials in there about what data management actually is, all kinds of good stuff in there. How to manage your online professional presence, another link to research guides, a link to ScholarWorks, which is our Boise State institutional repository. This is where we try to collect all of the Boise State specific publications, so things that are published in other journals or published in reports on campus. For all the different departments, we try to collect all of that here. We've got student research that's been published in there. So a lot of good things to explore in ScholarWorks. Collections will take you to our archives and special collections, which they have a physical place in our library building that I believe this first semester is going to be by appointment only. So you'll find more information about that on their page. But there is a wide variety of digitized materials, so you can access those through this digital collections link. And they're going to have stuff specific to Boise State and the history of Boise State, as well as the history of Idaho and the West and Boise, and all kinds of good stuff digitized throughout there. Let me see. A few other things I wanted to mention. I mentioned the video production suite. I didn't mention the Maker Lab. This is our website. We do have a Maker Lab space in the library building with 3D printers and a bunch of other equipment. Normally it can be kind of a walk-in type of situation, but again, this fall semester, they are going to start at least with appointment-only situations. So you can fill out a form, talk about your project, what you're trying to do, what you want to do it for, and they will get you set up and going with that. The equipment page will tell you all the kinds of tools that we have. Like I said, we have a number of different 3D printers and scanners. We've got a CNC machine, a vacuum former, a vinyl cutter, button maker, sewing machines. We've got some little microcomputers and electronic things as well. A variety of different tools. Some of these can be checked out. We've got some technology that can be checked out, including different video cameras, a digital SLR, the vinyl cutter can be checked out, taken home with you, that sort of thing, different microphones, tripods. So there's information about that here. So explore this page as well. That is pretty much it for what I want to show you about the library website. Again, depending on when you're viewing this video, it may look a little bit different. Don't panic. Explore around. The same information should be there, but definitely by the time the semester starts, this new looking website will be in use and available for you. So don't hesitate to get in touch with any of us in the library. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention, ways to contact us. as a group. On any of the main pages, if you looked in the lower right-hand corner, there's this little blue box with a little text bubble. That will get you into our live chat function. It should be staffed the entire time the library building is open once we start in the fall. It is being staffed currently in the summer. I believe 9 to 5, basically Monday through Friday. We have chat available through the rest of the summer. And you'll be chatting with either a librarian or one of our library staff in the building, or working from home possibly. And that's like I said, that's a live chat, real time. You can ask all sorts of questions that way. You can text us. We've got this text feature here. We've got a frequently asked questions collection that you can browse through or search for a specific question. Again, you can contact different librarians or see the entire staff directory. And then we've got a phone number down at the bottom of all of the main library pages. So if you can't or don't want to get a hold of me specifically, look for any of the chat buttons on the library website, text us, call us. Yeah, those are the important ways to get in touch with us. But like I said, if you have any questions, biology related or not, feel free to email me. And if I can't answer, I will put you in touch with the person that can. My email address again is megandavis3@Boise State. And finally, again, we welcome you to Boise State. We're happy you're going to be with us either virtually or physically. And we're excited to see what you do and excited to help out at the library. Thanks for your time.